Something really eerie happened to me
Okay.
the other day.
All right.
I was working from home, and I get up from my chair, go to the bathroom, I come back, and I look on my chair, and I see something that I could never expect
Janie.
or ever think to expect. Not Janie.
Okay.
It was a phone, but it wasn't my phone.
What?
Yeah, that's the first thought that went through my head.
Wait, okay. Just to recap, you were sitting at your desk.
Yes, I get up from my desk.
You got up.
I go to the bathroom.
You come back. And sitting on your desk chair
Yes.
is a phone.
Is the glossy
is
face
not yours.
of a phone.
That is not yours.
It's not mine.
And you were previously, your butt was in that chair.
Correct.
Were you sitting on said phone?
No.
It had to have been placed there after you had gotten up?
Yes, which made me feel a pang of terror
Yeah.
at the thought that there was somebody else, not only in my tiny little apartment, but in my tiny little room.
Yeah.
And I didn't know where.
Yeah.
So I looked around, and I pick up the phone, and it's not a phone at all.
What is it?
It's the reverse side of a wrist rest that just happens to be black and glossy and shaped like a smartphone.
What?
So at that moment...
Was it this yours?
No, it wasn't mine.
Oh, okay, so still, this object
No,
was not yours.
No, it was mine. It was mine. But
Okay.
It wasn't my phone. It was just my wrist guard upside down.
Oh, okay.
But it was like such a weird fucking moment where I was like, is there somebody else in my home right now?
It's like that moment in a horror movie when like it does like the reverse zoom. Like it zooms in on your face while like also
As it
like
pans back?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was so odd.
What did you think in that moment, Dylan?
I was like,
Did you look around for
I
weapons?
was like, free phone.
free phone.
I'm in the money. But yeah, it was such a weird, eerie moment. Anyway, somebody just had a show recently.
I did. I'm currently still in my show.
Yeah. How's it been going? I saw the one review.
Yeah. I was called Effervescent.
Yes, a starry-eyed ingenue.
Yes.
Ah, what a word.
It's me.
How do you feel?
I feel great.
Yeah?
I love the show. Everyone's so talented and lovely. Yeah, it's crazy that it's already closing. I feel like we're just like getting into the swing of things.
Yeah, it's only 4 shows, correct?
Nope.
No, more?
That was Spring Awakening. This one, it's 3 weekends. I think it's a total of 8 shows.
3 weekends.
3 weekend.
8 shows.
Yeah, because we had 3 last week, 3 this week, and then 2 the first week. Yeah, so only 8 shows.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Have you had any unique or memorable moments on stage so far?
Yeah, I busted my fan.
Oh.
Yeah, they fixed it.
Gotcha,
But now I've been very afraid to use my fan because I don't want to break it again.
So how did you break it exactly?
So there are multiple times throughout the show where I hit somebody with my fan, or I snap it open, or a lot of fan things going on.
Yeah.
In this particular moment, I did none of those things. I just gestured with my fan.
And
whenever I gestured, I must have had so much wrist power that whenever I snapped it to like crack it,
it
actually like bent the fan and snapped it.
That was quite impressive.
Yeah. So
Did the audience gasp?
I gasped. I was like, oh.
And how did you recover from that on stage?
I held my fan together through the rest of the scene, and then I went backstage and went help to the props manager.
And they had another fan, I hope.
No,
they did not.
They taped my fan.
They taped it.
Yeah, and glued it.
And now I'm thinking, when was this? When is this set? This production? What's the year?
I don't know if there really is a year. The setting is like a fantasy land. Like it's not a real. It's Canada, but it's like made up situations and scenarios.
Okay.
So like it's not meant to be historically accurate or at any particular time.
Okay.
It's meant to just be whenever feels most relevant to the jokes that we make.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was asking because I was wondering, when was tape invented?
That was your question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when was tape invented?
Like for the 1800s.
The 1800s?
If not, probably because they
I'm looking
used
this
glue's been invented for longer. So I would imagine that tape would have been around if you just patch it up.
Well.
Is it 1900s?
1928.
Okay, close enough. But glue has been around for centuries.
When was glue invented?
Well, modern glue that we know it today, or makeshift glue?
Glue was invented over 200,000 years ago.
That's what I'm saying, man.
They had the idea for tape way later.
Glue, yes. Tape, what is that? It's a foreign concept.
Wow. And it's great to talk about this kind of stuff and just talk again, because we've been on another hiatus, a mini hiatus after the first longer hiatus for some time now. But it's good to sit down and record again in the studio. And the listeners think that we are in a studio. Yeah. Of course they do.
They better. And then the reality is this.
The reality is, what would you call this reality? I'm looking I'm looking around.
There's a lot of creepy masks.
There is an inordinate amount of scary masks on your wall.
Yes. I love my masks. That's my favorite.
Is well lit at the moment, but I imagine in the dark they become quite frightful.
They do. They loom.
But as a thespian, I'm sure they bring you much comfort.
They do. Mm-hmm. They do. I love them.
Right. I'm not going to put your room on blast for all of our listener to hear.
Yeah.
But
too late.
It is good to be back.
Yeah.
And what I hope is an interesting story today. It was certainly interesting to me. But before we begin,
welcome, folks, to My Existential Crisis, the podcast where we talk about all the things that make us question our entire sense of self. My name is Madison Epley.
And my name is Dylan Berger. I want to start off my segment with a quick question.
You always do.
I don't want to start my segment anymore. I want to start my car and leave. Madison, how young were you when you committed your first crime?
Knowingly?
Or unknowingly?
I think I was like 4 that I remember.
What did you do?
I remember this very vividly. I was with my Mimi, my grandmother.
Your Mimi.
And my sister. And we went to...
We're going to completely skip over the Mimi thing, huh?
That's what I call my grandma. Mimi.
Right.
M-I-M-I. What's wrong about that?
Nothing.
Yeah? Better not be.
All right.
All right. So I was with my Mimi and my sister. And we went to a local deli.
Hold on. If your grandma's name is Mimi, what's your grandpa's name?
Pappy.
Okay. That's the answer that I was hoping for.
Grandfather. Grandpapa.
So please continue.
Okay. We went to this local deli and we were allowed to get a piece of candy. And these were like homemade, unwrapped hard candies. Okay. They were not appetizing looking candies for a child, honestly.
Right.
But I was allowed to choose one. And so I chose a lollipop, but I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. Mm-hmm. And so I licked it.
Did you put it back?
Tried it. No, I didn't put it back.
Okay.
But I licked it. Mm-hmm. And my Mimi asked, "Did you lick that lollipop?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Well, now we have to buy it." And she made me feel so bad about it.
Yeah, damn.
There was also a time
when menaced by your Mimi.
Yeah, I was. I just wanted to try it. I didn't know if it was good or not.
Well.
And it wasn't. It wasn't. That's the worst part. I had to get stuck with this lollipop that tasted like trash.
I can tell you're really holding on to that.
I am. Anyway, what about my crimes?
Yeah, well, I actually have kind of a similar story, interestingly enough.
Were you 4 too? Did you go to the Moxham Deli?
As for how young I was a little punk at CVS. I was probably like 9 or 10.
Oh, you're older.
And driving home in the backseat, I realized I'd picked out a baby bottle pop, and I'd forgotten to take it out of my pocket.
Oh!
I looked it up, and the statute of limitations is 1 year for a misdemeanor like that.
You theft!
I thieved.
You thieved.
So I think I'm home free for that particular crime.
Yeah.
But I remember being racked with guilt, like Jean Valjean with a loaf of bread, except worse, just a sea of inner turmoil. Now, I'm not sure what the statute of limitations is on stealing a plane.
Oh.
But we're going to be discussing that theft and more as we look into the life and times of the Barefoot Bandit.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the Barefoot Bandit before today?
No, I have not.
Well, I never heard of the Barefoot Bandit before I listened to an episode of another true crime podcast called Dire Trip, which is highly recommended.
Okay.
But it's an incredible story and one worth telling here. Before I continue, though, I use Wikipedia for a fair amount of research.
As one does.
As I does. And when I went to the page I used for this case, it had an interesting message at the top. So you know how Wikipedia has been so really desperately begging for donations for many years now?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Well, at the top of the page, that same donation block was there with the header, Wikipedia was just a dream.
Oh, no!
Which I think was meant to suggest that Wikipedia was a dream that the creators brought to life through their hard work.
Yeah.
But read to me initially like a wistful, poetic, what could have been kind of message.
That's what I read it as.
Me out.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Now, their lowest donation at the moment is $2.75. So if anyone wants to donate $5.50 to cover me too, that would be great.
Wait, me too. That's rude.
$5.50 plus $2.75 is
$7.75.
No.
What? $5.50 plus $2.75.
I think it's
$5.50. I was thinking 25.
That's okay. I can edit all this to make it sound like you got the right answer.
Okay.
And the right answer is
$8.25.
Great. I'm not going to edit any of that.
I know you won't.
Now on to the story. This case starts and ends with a kid named Colton Harris Moore. Born March 22nd, 1991, Harris Moore had a troubled home life from a very young age.
Wait, 1991?
Uh-huh.
I thought this was going to be like this guy stole a plane, and it was like down south, and it was like way back in the 1950s.
No.
And like 1991 he was born.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, sorry.
Crazy stuff.
That blew my mind. Okay.
That's what part of what makes the story so interesting is that all of this is relatively modern.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, he had a troubled home life from a very young age, growing up in his mother's home in Mount Vernon, Washington.
Okay.
He lived on Kamano Island, and from early on, there was a lot of conflict in his life. His father, Gordon, was a drug addict who spent time in prison, getting arrested again a short time after he was released. From what I researched online, the story is that his father was released from prison, attended a family barbecue, got into an argument, walked into the woods, and then was arrested again.
What?
Yeah.
Just walked into the woods and they were like, coppers waiting for you.
Well, the son takes after the father in that regard, but we'll get to that.
Oh, damn. Okay.
His mother was a hard drinker. Neighbors made multiple calls to CPS, believing that Harris Moore was being abused.
Oh, no.
And his behavior reflected that. His mother said there was something off about him. He was disobedient with teachers, started altercations, and would break things around the house, which made sense. He was a product of his upbringing.
I was going to say, his dad's getting arrested in the woods.
Yeah.
He thinks this is normal.
He got into an argument at the family barbecue, walk into the woods, arrested again, right after you get out of jail. Now, things went completely sideways when Harris Moore turned 7. At just 7 years old, Harris Moore, who I'm just going to call Moore. Sorry, what?
Did he like a lollipop? And he got in trouble for it?
No, he's not nearly
a ring pop?
as evil as you, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Now, I'm just going to call him Moore, fled into the wild and started living in the forest.
Oh.
That's when his thefts began. He would break into vacation homes in the area, stealing essentials like food, water, and blankets before fleeing into the forest again.
Wait, so he just lived in the forest?
Yeah.
At age 7?
Uh-huh.
What the hell? Okay.
Yeah, so I guess in this situation, living off of stolen goods in the forest was a better prospect than living at home.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, so that's how he lived, breaking and entering whenever necessary.
Okay.
His first conviction for stolen property wouldn't come until 5 years later when he was 12. And by the time he was 13, he had 3 more convictions.
Oh my gosh.
Since he was so young, though, the punishments were pretty light.
I was going to say.
He got away with 10-day detention stays or community service.
He's just a little Jean Valjean.
Yeah.
Trying to make his own way in life.
Uh-huh.
Stealing some bread. Trying to get a blanket.
Yeah.
A little blankie.
Now, he didn't stay lucky for long, though, because in 2003, police found a neighbor's camcorder in his home, and he was given a 3-year-long juvenile sentence.
Oh, shit. Wait, 3 years for a camcorder?
Well, this stacked with the additional convictions for his
sense.
Previous thefts.
That's so sad.
Break-ins and rings, yeah. Moore was housed at a place called the Green Hill School in Chehalis before being transferred to a halfway house in Renton, where he made a daring escape. By daring escape, I mean that he just walked out. Yeah. This was in April of 2008 when he was 17.
Whoa.
By then, though, he'd gotten pretty good at living this particular lifestyle.
Wow.
Now, in the beginning, he would only steal what he needed to live in the woods. But after his escape, quotation marks around escape, the nature and size of his targets changed pretty significantly. No longer content to just steal what he needed from homes, Moore set his sights on bikes, cars, speedboats, and similar crafts, racking up around 100 thefts in Washington, Idaho, and Canada.
Jeez.
Traveling between the states as he remained uncaught.
Wait, so what were the items he was getting?
Bikes, cars, speedboats, similar craft, other small goods.
What was he doing with these things? Just selling them on the black market?
Not even selling them, just driving them to different places.
A water boat? He's just driving a water boat?
Yeah, just living on the road or the water.
Okay, all right. All right, good for him.
On July 18th of 2008, just 3 months after walking out of Renton, Moore crashed a stolen car into Elgar Bay Grocery. He fled, but a backpack was found, and inside the backpack was a camera with a photo that would be inextricably tied to the case.
Oh, no.
Now, it's a selfie of him lying down in some kind of wooded area next to some ill-gotten goods, and that image would be shared around the world as he gained popularity and notoriety, specifically for what he would do next.
Oh, shit.
Now, it's believed that Moore taught himself the fundamentals of flying planes from reading aircraft manuals and handbooks, playing flight simulator games, and watching instructional DVDs.
Just like,
Yeah.
what a hobby to pick up as you're literally in the wilderness.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to abandon life, live in the wilderness, and you know what? I'm just gonna pick up some plane manuals. Just gonna learn. Also, how was he using a flight simulator in the woods?
I would imagine that during his breakings and enterings into vacation homes, or probably
He just happened to find places with flight simulators,
or he just brought his own from other stolen houses, or
just like bought
from
a.
the
I guess
houses he
maybe
broke
like buys a flight simulator one day and just logs into different houses.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then sorry. Just
No. Well, in November of 2008, he stole a Cessna 182 belonging to radio personality Bob Rivers.
for those of us who don't know what that is, describe it.
Bob Rivers is a kind of radio personality.
No.
So a Cessna 182 was like a small plane. Yeah.
Is it like one of those planes?
And what does that mean?
Like it has like a propeller.
Yes.
Little...
Yeah, it's like one of the small planes with a little propeller in the front.
And it's just like
Yeah, one of those planes.
okay. See, you know what I meant.
Yeah, not like a dual jet engine plane or anything like that.
Okay.
Now, the plane was valued at over $150,000.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. Moore broke into the plane on Orcas Island, Washington, flew it to Yakama Indian Reservation, and proceeded to crash, getting away unharmed on foot. Now, it's going to be kind of like a trend in these thefts where he tends to crash things like planes.
Wait, there's more?
Yeah.
He's okay. I thought this was it. I thought this was like the crux.
Not even close.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's probably because to touch down at an airport, you need to communicate with the air traffic controller.
Yeah.
And as somebody who is stealing an airplane, that is usually a bad idea.
Yeah.
So he just found the closest, like, flattest ground and crashed.
Just crashed.
Yeah.
Instead of, wow. Mm-hmm. That's wild.
But anyway, he got away unharmed and on foot.
I was saying maybe he didn't have enough practice actually landing in the flight simulator. He's like, we can take off, but we just can't land right.
He didn't read the part on landing gear, apparently. Now, it didn't seem like a bad crash because the plane would later be rebuilt.
Okay.
But it was an obvious escalation and the police were pissed. The Island County Sheriff's Office sought Moore's arrest on adult charges. Not swayed by this, or probably unaware, Moore would break into a deputy's patrol car in 2009, stealing a rifle and other equipment. He'd also break into and burglarize a fire station on Kamano Island that same month.
What the hell?
In a crime that same year, he allegedly used a homeowner's credit card and computer to order bear mace and $6,500 night vision goggles.
You know, I'm not even mad. I'm just impressed. Like I mean, besides the rifle, but most of these are just kind of harmless.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible stuff. Now, all that said, I'd honestly feel pretty nervous if I were the authorities in that area, knowing that there was let's just say very ambitious teen.
Oh, yeah.
Equipped with a police rifle, bear mace, and advanced night vision goggles.
100%. With experience flying a plane, just not landing it.
It's just not landing it. Which is like really where you want that experience to be.
Yeah.
Moore's story started receiving international attention in 2009. A Facebook fan page was created framing Moore as a modern-day folk hero.
Okay.
The page amassed about 60,000 members.
Jeez.
The Guardian would also publish stories on him, increasing his notoriety. Now, you might be wondering why Moore was called the Barefoot Bandit.
I sure am.
And I'll give you a hint. It's not because he wore shoes. In fact, it's believed that he committed many of his burglaries barefoot.
Okay.
Authorities and victims would often find bare footprints at the crime scenes, in homes, businesses, and even inside the planes that he stole.
What an incredible calling card. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like we're bringing it back to like 1920s with that kind of calling card.
Yeah.
The Barefoot Bandit.
Yeah. And he stole multiple planes, too, not just the one.
That's wild.
By the end of September 2009, he'd stolen 2 more airplanes.
Jeez Louise.
A logger would find a plane he'd stolen in Idaho crashed in a clearing near Granite Falls. And a few months later, the FBI would escalate things. An FBI agent's affidavit would claim the teen as a suspect in roughly 65 investigations across 2 states and Canada. They later post a $10,000 reward for information leading to Moore's arrest, which seems kind of low.
It does seem kind of. I mean, to be fair, he's not doing anything violent. I mean, he's just kind of like. No, I don't want to minimize this. It's just mischievous. Yeah. Stealing some planes, crashing.
Yeah, no one's gotten hurt.
Not even him, which is probably the wildest thing of them all. Mm-hmm. How is he crashing all these planes and not getting a scrape on him?
I have no idea, frankly.
Crazy.
Now, another plane would be stolen in February of 2010, taken from Anacortes and recovered on Orcas Island shortly after a grocery store was burglarized.
Okay, also, I'm sorry, a lot of these seem to happen around Orcas Island.
Yes.
Why not just, like, where he's at? Like, what are you doing?
Well, he's traveling in between states all up along near Washington.
Look for his feet.
And we'll look for his footprints.
Just look for his footprints.
Yeah.
You gotta just track him like an animal.
Right. I guess in any burglary or crime where there aren't shoe prints but footprints.
Yes.
It's probably a good chance
that
it's him.
Yeah.
And also, goddamn, walking barefoot outside?
Yes. Well, he's probably built up so much, callus on his feet.
Living in the woods.
Well, not just, you mentioned about the anywhere with not a shoe print but a footprint, but if he's leaving footprints around on planes and like other like groceries or like other places that he's burglarized, there's probably a trail of footprints leading up to said place. Would you not think?
Well, I'd imagine so.
So like, why can't we just like trace them back? Or like, again, use some tracking. You can track.
Right.
Where are the dogs at? Not those dogs.
Right. But it is important to note that he didn't always go barefoot during his crimes. So he alternated between shoes and
he'd
going
mix
barefoot.
it up a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, leaning into the moniker of the Barefoot Bandit in that grocery store burglary, Moore used chalk to draw a trail of cartoonish feet down one of the store's aisles, ending with the message, "See ya."
I love this guy. I'm obsessed with this guy. That's incredible.
Moore's crime spree wasn't entirely self-serving either. In one instance, he left $100 at a veterinary clinic in Raymond, Washington, along with a note that read, "Drove by, had some extra cash. Please use this money for the care of animals."
See? He is a folk hero.
Yeah. Not such a bad guy, huh?
Not such a bad guy.
Just an amateur pilot with a soft spot for animals.
Truly. Just...
Now, let's go through the rest of the timeline here.
Okay.
On June 1st of 2010, authorities found a stolen boat from southwest Washington in Oregon along the Columbia River. There was another car theft at a small airport in Warrenton, Oregon. A few days later, food and another car were stolen after Moore failed to steal yet another plane in McMinnville, Oregon. A day later, he stole another car at a small airport in Ontario, Oregon. It was recovered 2 days later in Boise, Idaho. More car thefts through mid-June. and a manhunt was launched after homeowners in Yankton, South Dakota, returned to find a naked young man in their home. Yeah, didn't make a smooth exit on that one.
Oh, no.
Shortly after, another car was stolen. Later that month, there were more burglaries and another car theft in Pella, Iowa. More car thefts through the end of June. And at the start of July, Moore stole a Cessna 400, another one of those small single-engine planes.
Thank you.
From a locked hangar at the Monroe County Airport in Bloomington, Indiana.
Dang.
That Cessna was found crashed off the coast of Grand Abaco Island in the Bahamas.
So he's spreading out now.
Yeah, that's 1,200 miles from the place it was stolen.
Because you said Indiana, you said Bahamas. It was just over in like that Oregon area. He's getting around.
Yeah, in his last trip, he had a plan, which I'll get to in a little bit here.
Okay,
but
sorry.
He did fly quite a far distance.
Jeez.
And finally, on July 11th, the manhunt came to an end. The Royal Bahamas police force caught up with Moore before dawn on Harbor Island.
No.
The arrest itself was cinematic as an arrest could be. The police shot out the engine on the stolen boat that Moore was using in his attempt to flee. He put a gun to his head, but officers talked him down, and he was taken into custody. He would later explain his plan, intending to take the stolen boat to Cuba to throw authorities off his trail, then to Turks and Caicos.
Dang.
His mother said that she'd hoped he would go to a country that didn't have an extradition treaty with the U.S., showing her continued support for Moore.
Yeah.
But that never came to be. Madison, before we go into the trial, what are your thoughts on this case?
Again, I'm just kind of rooting for this guy. There's a soft spot in me for this guy. Mm-hmm. He came from a very troubled home. He left home at 7 because it was better in the woods than it is home. Kid had a tough life.
Yeah.
And I would say, despite all of that, I think he turned out pretty decent. He taught himself how to drive a plane. He taught himself how to drive a car.
Yeah.
Taught himself how to
he did crash a lot
steal these things. Yeah. he did crash a lot of things and steal these things.
Yeah.
But he's got his good sense of humor about him. He just seems like a kid who literally got off on the wrong foot. Pun intended.
Nice. Gotta use that one.
Yeah. And he just
for the title, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Got up on the wrong foot.
Now, let's get into the charges and sentencing.
Okay.
Moore pleaded guilty on July 13, 2010 to illegal entry into the Bahamas and illegally landing a plane, which, by the way, he didn't exactly land. Remember, this was yet another plane he crashed. Yeah. And for those crimes, he was sentenced to 3 months in jail or a $300 fine, which... not bad at all.
I was going to say, that's a slap on the wrist.
Yeah,
keep at it, kid.
That's hardly fucking anything. Now, his mother wired the money for the fine, and he was taken back to the U.S. to face further prosecution.
Oh, well, shit.
That was just in the Bahamas.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so this is where we really get into it.
Gotcha.
On November 18th, 2010, he pleaded, and he would be 19. Yeah.
Oh, he's only 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, even more of a soft spot. He's still just a kid.
Yeah. On November 18th, 2010, he pleaded not guilty to charges of interstate transportation of a stolen plane, gun, and boat, and of being a fugitive in possession of a firearm. He was also charged with flying without a pilot's license. That same year, an associate of Moore's. So this wasn't big enough to add to the main story.
Okay.
But it is funny enough for me to add now.
Okay.
That same year, an associate of Moore's, who worked with him briefly, won Harley Davidson Iron Wing.
What is that?
Real name.
What is...
It's a man's name.
Wait, what?
Harley Davidson Iron Wing is this gentleman's name.
Won it?
No, this was his associate. That's the name of one of the people he worked with. Harley Davidson Iron Wing is the name of the man.
Oh, you said one of the people, and I heard he won a Harley Davidson
No.
wing. And I was like,
no.
Oh.
One Harley Davidson Iron Wing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. O-N-E, not W-O-N.
Crazy addition to the story. And he won a Harley Davidson.
He won a Harley. I was like, that's crazy.
But this person's name was Harley Davidson Iron Wing.
Harley Davidson Iron Wing.
Yeah, pleaded guilty to assault and was sentenced to 18 months in prison.
Oh, well, he assaulted somebody, so.
Yeah. The following year, Moore pleaded guilty. Federal prosecutors were expected to ask for a term of 9.5 years, where Moore's legal team were expected to ask for a 6-year term. citing his psychiatric issues and troubled upbringing. And that's something that should definitely be acknowledged, of course.
100%.
When explaining and condemning his behavior. But Superior Court Judge Vicky Churchill stated, "This case is a tragedy in many ways, but it's a triumph of the human spirit in other ways."
Vicky, I love you. I love you so much.
Which is just so fucking wild.
It's so
for a judge
accurate.
to say.
It's so accurate, though.
Yeah.
Seeing it like it is, man.
Bit odd.
Yeah.
In 2012, the judge overseeing the case, not Vicky, one Richard Jones, sentenced Moore to 6.5 years in prison.
Okay.
Which is a pretty light sentence, all things considered.
I was going to say.
In a statement to the court, Moore said, "It's no stretch of the imagination to say that I'm lucky to be alive." He also stated that he intended to spend his time in prison studying in preparation for college, where he wanted to pursue a degree in aeronautical engineering.
He better. After all that.
We don't exactly end this story on a happy note.
Oh, no. Why would you bring this?
In 2016, 4 years later, Moore was released on probation to a halfway house. He reportedly got a job at his defense attorney's firm doing low-level clerical work, all the while attempting to raise money on social media for, get this, flight school training.
He just needs to learn how to land. That's his only downfall.
So goddamn precocious. Wild stuff. These efforts were vetoed by his parole officer.
Oh.
Yeah. It was determined that any money raised should go to the $129,000 owed in restitution. Yeah. Moore briefly ran a blog with the intention of breaking his long-standing silence, voicing his support for presidential candidate Donald Trump. He also expressed interest in pursuing a career as a public speaker, but since 2019, there have been no real updates.
Okay.
It seems like he's taken to living far more privately.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate to take the wind out of your sails.
It really did. I was really rooting for that guy.
Yeah. Now, with the attention surrounding this case and his reputation as a sort of outlaw folk hero, there was a fair amount written about Moore's life story. 20th Century Fox bought the film rights to a book on his life titled The Barefoot Bandit, The True Tale of Colton Harris Moore, New American Outlaw by Bob Friel. In 2014, filmmaker Carly Bodmore released the Barefoot Bandit documentary, which premiered at Friday Harbor Film Festival. In that same year, a Canadian documentary was released titled Fly Cult Fly, Legend of the Barefoot Bandit. I think this case really highlights our country's contradictory relationship with crime.
I was going to say, did he see any of... Who did they buy the rights from? Him?
Probably from whoever wrote the book. And whoever wrote the book probably bought the rights from him.
Okay.
But that money probably went to restitution.
I was going to say,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. Now, crime in our country and our broader society is something to be punished, and it's also something to be, at times, marveled at.
Yeah.
Since there was no physical violence in the crimes that took place, and given Moore's age, we're free to give far more leeway. You could frame Moore as a tragic product of a broken home, or you could look at him as an underdog anti-hero, skilled enough to fly planes and evade capture. With all the self-policing that we do as people, there's a pull to root for someone like that. It's unlikely that we ourselves will ever flee into the forest and steal to survive just for the thrill of it. But seeing someone else live that way allows us to borrow that thrill, at least for a little while.
Damn.
Sources are Wikipedia, please donate, and HeraldNet.
Dang. Good story, Dylan.
Yeah, wild stuff.
That's pretty wild.
Crazy.
Huh. Hey, you know what? I say we need more folk heroes back. That's what we need.
That could have been the life that you lived if you had continued to steal lollipops. That could have been the path.
I'd be the lollipop licker.
That's not as good of a name as a Barefoot Bandit.
No. What about the sweet snatcher?
The sweet snatcher?
Maybe not that. Maybe not that. Try again.
But yeah, it's a hell of a story.
Yeah.
And I hadn't heard of it until very recently.
I've never heard of it.
But it is definitely one of those interesting stories where you can hand wave a lot of things just because of how incredible it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like Catch Me If You Can.
That's what I was, this entire time, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It seems like a knockoff Catch Me If You Can. Like, if you were to tell me that story, I'd be like, They already made that movie.
Yeah.
We already been there, done that. His name was Frank Abernathy. Yes.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Man, that
it came out of nowhere.
I didn't even know that I had that information in my head.
Yeah. Well,
but looking at the Barefoot Bandit, this teenager who got away with breaking and entering into homes
multiple times,
stealing things from homes, stealing cars, boats, and planes.
Yeah. Planes, trains,
consistently
automobiles.
For years, getting away with it.
Yeah.
Really is incredible stuff.
Like Vicky said, it is a tragedy and also a triumph
Of the human spirit.
Of the human spirit.
Thank you so much, folks.
Thank you. If you are interested in hearing more from us, you can follow us at ME Crisis Pod on Instagram and Facebook. You can send us a message at myexistentialcrisispodcast@gmail.com. Dylan's mocking me for waving my head back and forth, to and fro. Dylan, where can they find you?
They can find me at Marblefolk on Instagram.
Dylan's been working on some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah,
I'm tell them about the Chihuahua.
Oh, yeah. So I'm doing a new series that's like travel photography from the underworld. So it's like somebody with a Polaroid camera going around to different like elements of the underworld that are just like reimagined by me and drawn and then put into like a Polaroid format. And the first one turned out pretty well, I think.
I would agree.
And the second one is going to be Applehead Chihuahua Cerberus.
Also, these are words I knew separately and not together. An apple-headed Chihuahua.
So Applehead Chihuahuas, there are two kinds. I'm so glad you asked. You didn't, but I'm going to get into it. There are two kinds of Chihuahuas. There are appleheads and deerheads.
Oh.
Deerheads have like a longer snout and a smaller head, whereas appleheads have a bulbous sort of globe head, giant protruding eyes, and a tiny little snout and mouth.
A flatter face.
And a flatter face. And whenever I see an applehead Chihuahua, I've known no greater joy in my life than looking into the tiny face.
They look both so sad and like so happy.
Yeah.
Like their eyes are always like constantly watering.
Uh-huh.
And like they look like they are like the epitome of a squonk. Like they are like a squonk dog.
Yes. If the squonk had a dog, it'd be an applehead Chihuahua.
Yes.
And it is truly a cursed creature that's doomed to live a life of constant agony. But I think they're cute. And you can find me on Marblefolk on Instagram and follow along with a new series that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Shout out to Becca, my lovely girlfriend, for coming up with the idea of the
hard launch.
Oh yeah, no, I think I mentioned her before on the podcast.
Soft launches. This is a hard launch. Hard launch alert.
Yeah. So thank you very much for that, Becca.
Thank you, Becca.
And thank you for listening, folks.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.